Derek, what light can you shed on the decision to waive Jacob Lalonde?
Yeah, we talked about it thoroughly. Steve and I discuss everything together. We're on the same page and everything. Ultimately, it's Steve's decision. That's exactly why you probably need that manager coach layer. But in weighing everything, ultimately that's what we came up with. Really don't want to go into the details of it, especially with the situation of where Jacob is and his coming back. I want to be kind of private, personal to him. But, yeah, ultimately we had to make a decision, and that was the decision.
If it does get claimed that, I know with the offense that he provides, how would that make it even more difficult for a team that needs offense to potentially lose that much?
Yeah, I mean, he does provide goals. I think where he is in this game, too, you hope to get back there. Obviously, he's played 3 games in GR so far, and he's getting his game back in order. So I just think it's, he's in a process of getting his game in order, hopefully to where he was. So, yeah, I think, it's all part of it. I can't project where he's going to be for us or anyone else in time here because he's in the middle of getting his game back in order.
Simply put, there are a lot of guys just pass him on the depth chart.
I think there's probably a lot that went into it, but again, I think that's part of to his privacy, especially where he's been over the last 3 to 4 months. I don't think it'd be fair to him to go through any of the details.
Not as a coach, is this one of the things that's difficult to learn and handle? And you're managing.
Yeah, it's all part of it. We had just a tough decision yesterday pulling Adam Ernie, who's been a really good player for us. This team was built with depth. We haven't had that luxury all year with having up to 4 to 5 to 6 of our top 9 forwards out the entire time. We hope to get back there, and we are. And we're in the midst of these tough decisions, which is good. We've won 3 of our last 4. We're fielding a much more competitive roster. It's where you want to be, and I think that's kind of how this team was designed before the season started.
Just knowing you have Robbie coming back tonight and Tyler Bertuzzi, both guys with a history of scoring, that you have some leeway there as far as.
Yeah, you hope so. I mean, obviously we've been scoring in this little win streak. We're not built like some of the other offensive top-end teams in the league, which we have no problem with that. We're fine with that. We're going to win. It's still going to be about what we keep out of our net. And, we're 16, 12, and 7. And you look at those wins and losses, they all look like that. The games we won, it was about us keeping it out of our net. We play Ottawa, who's rolling over everyone right now. And we went through almost a 33-minute stretch with giving them 1 shot on net. That's how it's got to look, no matter what we have offensively.
Derek, how about Ned's situation? How long do you think he'll be down there?
Great question, because I think it'll be, the good thing about Grand Rapids is I think they play 6 or 7 games in a short period of time, all at home or within close proximity. So he'll play tonight, probably 1 or 2 on the weekend. So we haven't given up on Ned. I don't have any problem saying that. We like to keep things private and when we discuss players and the big picture, but we have not given up on Ned. We want to see him hopefully get his game in order and kind of reevaluate it from there.
Is it just technical?
I think it's a little of that, but the reality of now he just hasn't played in a long period of time. It was no different than where we were with Magnus. He literally had only played a handful of games in a year plus, and it was important. He went down in a conditioning stint, and it'd be unfair to Ned in some ways to throw him in if he hasn't played. Like you guys saw, we played 3 games in 4 days with Villy unavailable to us. And you saw within those periods, there was times we may have even thought about going to Ned, but he just hasn't played. So it's opportunity to get some minutes, and hopefully get some rhythm, get his game in order, especially in that position, as I'm sure you can appreciate.
How nice is it just to have that luxury, to be able to send him down there without, you know, when you have an NHL, a guy with NHL experience to back up.
Yeah, and again, I think, probably, some risk in it. We're sitting here, going through lineup and roster decisions, carrying 3 goalies, but I think it's important. Even with Magnus, outside of Philly's games, we haven't had a ton of success. And, we've won 2 of 3 with Magnus in the net. We asked 8 periods from him over a, 4-day span. We probably asked too much of him, but he was there for us. So it's an important position for us. And if we want to continue to have some success, we need to get some wins out of the position. And this is part of the process.
Just, with Fabry, do you like the potential there? I mean, Silquist in front of the net, and as you talked about yesterday, he doesn't give up much, but he's a good passer too, and has a nose for some offense.
Yeah, obviously we're excited about getting him back in a lot of ways. Power play's one of them. But even the 5-on-5 play, he plays with some jam. Proven player in this league. He's part of our leadership group, if you will, inside the room too. So very excited to get him back. I actually had a couple players, even the morning skate, passing by. They said the same thing.
What is it coming back from this long absence? If they watch his minutes?
Yeah, of course. I'll manage those. I'll be smart about those minutes, and can you kind of see how it goes. Even we're in the midst of a 3-4 again. We'll be smart about the 4-day stretch with the 3 games. But we'll be smart about his minutes tonight. The one thing about Fabs is, you guys have been on practice. He's had an extended period of time where he's been practicing at a high level. So hopefully that can translate tonight.
Derek, does Nadal see this as an opportunity to get his game back? Or?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, we, like anything, we've tried to communicate the best we could with Neto. No one has a playbook on 3 goalies because I've never experienced it. It's rarely done in the National Hockey League. Teams just don't have the luxury of roster spots and cap space. So there's been no playbook this entire month of how to handle it. But one thing Alex West and I talked about, no matter what, we want to communicate the best we could every single day on it, because we thought it'd be healthy. And we communicated why. He was good with it. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't see it as that. And he'll get his first opportunity tonight.
How fast is there timely that Mr. B came to you and said, I'm ready, or anything like that?
No, this has been the black and white target date all along. And, technically, health-wise, being cleared by our medical staff, he may have been able to give us a game earlier. But the history of his lower body injuries, we targeted this. It was an exact date. I think it helped him mentally. And this is literally to the exact day. And he's going to be back for us.
Derek, I think you mentioned it yesterday, but Bert and Zadina, they're in a road trip?
Hopefully, yeah, they're, they went to that week to week to maybe a day to day. And they've both looked good. I think Zadina might be a little longer, just a lower body. I think some days his recovery from a hard practice is a lot different than an upper body for Bert. So, but they both have been participating. They're technically in a no contact situation. Guys have been smart in practice, but you can see practice. They've been fully involved. So hopefully sooner than later.
Derek, outside of tonight, which is the focus, between now and the All-Star break, what are some of those goals and some of
Yeah, no goals. And, you haven't been around. Obviously, you're in for the one game. We've been as much as a cliche day-to-day team process. We haven't talked playoffs once. People stopped asking about, which is fine, as we were technically in that spot in Thanksgiving. One, I think we're realistic on where we are with our team, but it's more realistic on the division. I mean, it's going to take 100 probably plus points. If we were in the West, maybe I'd be a little more open about talking about it, but it's reality. So it's about us getting our game in order. We've won 3 of our last 4, but we've played very well in that time. And I think with a little bit different dynamic with some new bodies coming in. And on paper, it seems exciting because Fabry Bertuzzi, they're established NHLers, but we've had a little rhythm with this group too, so we're still in the midst of just getting our game in order.